Hi, welcome back to Apocrypha, the adventure card game, part 2. So, at the end of part 1, I had just finished an investigation with Dr. Z's at the school. He had managed to defeat the vital fluid. Can you defeat this? I don't know. He had beaten it. He'd found it, I suppose, located it at the location. And so he has now, because he's defeated that, he's found that, he has moved the minion from this nexus next to the nexus, meaning for all intents and purposes in this mission we've completed this nexus and we're ready to move on to the next one. I think at the end of the last video I said that this was the end of Dr. Z's turn. That was actually wrong. What I forgot was in this game, as long as you have more omens left in your hands and no card has told you otherwise, you can actually continue to investigate more than once if you're able to, if you have more than one omen. Alternatively, after you've completed a confrontation or an avoid, we just confronted that minion, we could now, like I said, repeat the investigate again with one of our omens, or we can sanctify, which is sealing a nexus, which is properly saying sacrificing the rest of the deck from that nexus and being finished with it. In this case, we're not able to do that. Not sure if that will happen in this playthrough, but possibly in a future mission we'll be sealing nexuses. But then after that, you can move to another nexus. So the decision I have to make now is, using my 2 remaining omens, whether to investigate this deck again or whether to move to one of the other decks in order to start trying to find the vital fluid from that deck. And I think in the case of Dr. Z's, the best thing to do is going to be to move. I might so that the next turn I can start by investigating a new deck. I think with my lack of experience in this game, it's the best idea to try and complete the objective rather than dilly-dallying and end up running out of time or something. I'm not secure enough that I'm good at this game yet. So I think I'm going to press on, try and get the mission done. So, after the investigate step, we found the minion, we defeated it, we moved it next to the school. We're choosing not to investigate again. We're not able to sanctify and seal the nexus. And so I think we're going to transfer. We're going to move our saint. Now I have to decide whether to move Z's to the hospital in the top left or the shelter over to the right. I think I'm going to move over to the shelter. I'm not really sure why. I think possibly it has not quite so bad effects on it. So he's moved over there, which means now after the transfer step, we go to the end step. Reset your hand and pass the turn. When we reset our hand, it just means, just like with Frank, we go back up to our hand size. Z's hand size is 6, so I only have 5 cards, so I'm going to draw a new card. An extra shot. I'll add that to my hand. There we go. Okay, so with that, I think it's time to move back to Frank's turn. So, at the start of the turn, as usual, we draw a card from the clock deck. We see what we've got. Omen of Doom, Sacrifice. If I investigate a gift, avoid it, then investigate again. So, actually, we know from our previous examine with Z's that the next card from this deck is a gift. A rage gift, which actually, it's unfortunate that we just drew that, because I was thinking this would be quite good for Frank to have, because he uses a lot of rage. So I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to investigate anyway, because I'd like that card, and I'm hoping we can get it quite easily. So Frank is going to take his Omen of Hope that he already had in his hand. He's going to investigate this nexus by sacrificing the card, and if I want to I can avoid, but I'm not going to. So sacrifice that to investigate this deck. Now this card is only flipped up because Z's previously examined it, so I just thought rather than just remembering, I'll just leave it flipped up. I'm not sure if that's strictly the rules or not, but I don't really see the harm. So, because I know I'm now confronting this card, I'm going to put it down here. Do you know what? Oh, that's my discard pile. I won't put it in there or I'll get muddled. I'll put it next to my character. You know, I do keep forgetting about the support phase. I don't think it matters in this case, though. I don't think I was going to do any supports. So, moving straight on to the confrontation. So I initiate, activate powers that happen first. I don't think I have any. Then I go on and I choose a virtue to fight with. So this pearl-handled revolver, I need to get a soul of 14 or a rage of 11. And Frank has a rage of 4 and a soul of 1, so I think it's pretty clear I'm going to be using rage, which gives me 4 dice. I'll get my 4 rage dice from the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll pop them over there. I've got my 4 rage dice. Now, as I've shown before with these keywords, of strike down here matches up to my strike, but in this case I have strike 2, which, if I'm right, means I add 2 dice. So now I have 6 dice for this test in order to get an 11. Now I have a couple of cards here I could use to boost this. I could assemble using rage, recycle to add another dice, assemble using rage, discard to add 2 dice. But I'm hoping, I'm doing this, I'm confronting this card because I'm hoping it'll be nice and easy and get me a new card for my deck. So I don't really want to waste other cards getting this. So I think I'm going to risk it. Oopsie daisy. I'm going to take these dice, bring my tray over. So I've got my 4 rage dice because of my 4 skill. I've got my 2 bonus dice because I have strike and strike 2. And let's see, I'm looking for an 11 on 3 dice. Let's go. 11, I've got a 5. Oops. 9, 12. So, oops. With those 3 dice, I have beaten the test. I've got 12, I need 11. Which means I've beaten this, and this is not a threat, because it hasn't got the skull, it's a gift. And so this gets added straight to my hand, so that's really helpful. New gift. So now I've completed that confrontation. With my turn order card, I have now... Oh, what did that card say? Oh no, nothing. I also forgot up here, what I could have done is when I assemble using rage, recycle a card, put it to the bottom of my deck to add 1 rage dice, but you know, I didn't need it, so no worries. Like I said in the first video, I'm going to be making a lot of, that wasn't a mistake, but I'm going to forget a lot of things. I'm probably also going to make a lot of mistakes. Now I finished that, so now I can repeat the support or investigate steps if I want to, which means I could investigate this deck again, find some more stuff. But I think it's best just to move on. So instead I can transfer, move my saint. So I think what I'll do is I will take Frank, and I guess I'll move him to go and help out Z's at the shelter. So I'm going to use my movement to come straight over here to the shelter. And with that, I think it's the end of Frank's turn. End of the turn, you reset your hand, and then pass the turn. Now, one thing I'm not 100% sure, and I might just do a quick check, is when it says reset, do I draw up to my hand size of 4 if I have less? Or if I have more, do I have to discard? Do I have to discard down to 4? Let's go to the turn order. Where's the turn order? Sorry about this, but I want to try and get this as right as possible. If this takes more than a minute, I'll go ahead and just make a judgment call and find out. In the end step, reset your hand, Discard any of your choice. If you have too many cards, recycle any extra cards. So I can discard any I want. If I still have too many, I recycle. Then draw cards until you have cards equal to your hand size. So I do have to end on 4 cards. So I do have to choose to either discard or recycle one of these cards. So obviously I'm going to recycle one of them in this case. What do I want to lose? I mean, I just got this pearl-handled revolver. The thing about getting the extra cards is though I now have to recycle one, my cards are my health. If I ever can't, if I don't have any cards left, when I completely run out, when they're all discarded or all sacrificed or all buried, which we haven't talked about yet, if I haven't got any cards, then my saint fades, and fades is basically dying in this game. There are ways to come back from fading, but you know, quite often I think if you fade, then that's it. So I need to choose one of these to recycle, and that's why I was saying about fading. Why it's good just to get extra cards, because your cards are your health. So more cards, more health. So I think I'm going to get rid of one at well, not at random. That's a good card. It's that one or that one, really. I suppose I should get rid of that one. I can recycle. That one I can recycle. I think I'm going to recycle the pearl-handled revolver, because the murder board can be used to help saints next to me as well quite easily. So that could be good to save and use on Z's if he's struggling, if he does have to use rage for a test, which isn't his forte. So I've recycled that one, put it to the bottom of my deck. I'll get it back eventually. And now I think that was the end of his turn, so time to move on to Z's. So we'll move over here. Z's has got his 6 cards. First thing he's going to do is draw a new card from the clock. It's an Omen of Doom. What does it say? Feedback. In Evaluate, trash the highest mind dice. Evaluate is when you look at your dice results against whoever it is you're confronting. So ideally I don't want to be using mind if I use this Omen, which is a pity for Z, seeing as that is his highest value. Right, I'll add that down here to my omens. There we go. So now next comes support, and I don't think there was anything I especially needed to support with, so no worries. Moving on. I think it's time to investigate the shelter. So I need to choose what to investigate it with. I have the one I just drew, where I have to trash the highest mind dice, not ideal for Z's. Or I can, if in assemble using soul, add 1 bonus die. He has 3 soul, he's quite good at that. Or in assemble versus a gift, add 1 bonus die. Both of those are quite good. I don't know whether it's worth, seeing as I have a lot of cards in hand right now, it might actually be worth playing this, staying on Doom and then flipping to Hope if I manage to investigate again. I think that might be worth it. I think so. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. Why not? So, sacrifice this card, flip my Nexus to Doom, and then investigate. I have to remember, when I'm evaluating, trash the highest mind dice. Don't let me forget. So, I've sacrificed it. I'm going to investigate. I have found a keyhole necklace. What does this do? Comes with a key. People forget that. It's a soul gift. In order to gain it, I would need to get a body of 13 or a soul of 10. So luckily my Omen of Doom with mind isn't going to come into play. This might be quite handy. So I'm going to bring it down next to my character sheet, choose how I'm going to deal with this. So I think, seeing as I have a body of 2 and a mind of and a soul of 3, sorry, I think it's going to be soul. I think that's quite clear. So I'll get my 3 soul dice. 1, 2, 3. Now, what keywords have we got? We've got charm and conjure, which I don't have, holy and tool, which I don't have. So no bonus die yet. I think I'm quite, I'm quite safe on 3 dice to get a 10. Play a wicked or healing gift, lower the cost by 1. So let's see. Do I have any soul? I do have soul things. I could boost, could add an extra die, Or I could initiate. Which one is initiate? Activate powers. I could recycle. No, neither of those are especially useful. I'm not sure whether to just go for it, whether to just roll 3 dice and try and get a 10. I think it's a bit risky though. I think I should play something. Let's go for it. Let's just, I want to keep my heal. I like heals. I'm going to use this one. Discard to boost soul. So I'm going to, I actually haven't got a discard pile yet with these. I'm going to take this card. I'm going to discard it over here to boost soul. Take the 4th soul dice and add it to my pile. So I've got 4 dice to get a 10. I hope I'm not pushing my luck here, but I'm going to go for it. 4 dice from my 3 original, with 1 added from my grifter, to hit a score of 10. Oh, they're actually, I think I've just done myself, I think I've just helped myself out. Have I? I have just helped myself out by playing grifter. Whenever you play a gift on a test, the keywords along the bottom of the gift are added to the ones along the bottom of whatever it is you're encountering, whatever it is you're confronting. And so in this case, I've just given the keyhole necklace hack. Now I have hack 1, so if I'm understanding the rules correctly, that adds a bonus dice. So I've actually now got 5 dice to try and get a 10. So let's go for it. What have we got? Oh, easy. Lots. 5, 10, 15. Beaten that easily. So here we go. I've gained myself the keyhole necklace, which in this case I thought it was worth it to use him because it's kind of a better card. I think anyway. I'm not entirely sure. But I've discarded the grifter. I could get him back through healing later on, and I've got myself the keyhole necklace. So that's quite useful. Right, now, next up, I think I need to investigate again. I think this is, let me not make sure I'm not skipping ahead. I've finished that one. And so I can't sanctify, I don't want to move. Oh, well, actually I'm not getting there, because now I can repeat the support and investigate step. So I'm going to repeat the investigate step. I'm going to take one of these. Which one should I go for and investigate again? I can, if using soul, add 1 die, or assembling versus a gift, add 1 die. Now I think it's more likely that I'll get a threat this time, seeing as looking at the Nexus card, there's 2 soul gifts there. I've just got 1, so there's 1 left and 2 rage gifts there. Seeing as it's a rage gift, I think I'm unlikely to be using soul if it comes up. But there's 3 threats. So almost half the Nexus now is threats. So I think it's worth taking the risk here. Assembling versus a gift. I think I'll use this one and hope that the threat that I'll hopefully be facing will have a soul value. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to sacrifice this card, flip my Nexus to hope, investigate it. And I need to remember that if I encounter soul, I can have a bonus die. That goes in the sacrifice pile. And then investigate this Nexus. Top card. What have I got? I have found a Devil Bird. It's a threat. It has body 12 and rage 12. What does it say? The recommended order. Hear it, shoot it, figure out whether you shot the right thing. I quite like some of the flavour text in this game. It's short, but quite often just quite good. So, it's a threat. Initiate. Initiate, which is the people, someone at this Nexus or yourself suffer 1 rage damage. So I think that is always going to happen. So what I need to do is now choose, and I'm not sure, when I initiate, that symbol means you, the active player, initiates, and then that symbol, the up or down arrow, I think that one means a saint at this Nexus. So either me or Frank now has to take a rage damage. Now, I think I might be struggling with this test. I'm not sure, because my rage is only 2, so it's not the best. My body is only 2, so that's not the best. I think I'm going to be using body, because Frank can assist, and I have the extra shot I could use to get another dice. So I could roll 3 with Frank's assist. I could re-roll them. This is tricky now, because what could Frank do to help me? Frank could nothing with that, because I've gone past the support phase. Let's have a look at what are these. Sense. I don't have sense. If I used the extra shot, that would give me hack and resist. Now I have hack and resist. I think, as far as I'm aware, I can use one of them, but that would give me an extra die. I think this is what I'm going to have to do. What I'm going to have to do is use body. So for the target phase, I'm choosing the virtue body. Now assist, I'm choosing Frank to assist in body, which means I have to mutate the roll. So I've chosen my virtue of body, 2 dice. For assist, Frank is going to assist, and so I need to mutate this roll. Just like before, I'm going to roll a dice to choose which mutation card. Here we go. Number 6. Oh, I have to re-roll because there's only 5 cards. 3. The third card down. 1, 2, 3. The third mutation card. And versus a threat, so I have to roll the dice again to find which one we want. So high is good, low is bad. 4. I think that's what we got last time. 4. Mutate. Roll 1 die. I'm going to roll the dice and then work out what it does. Roll 1 dice. 1. If the result is not less than their total mind, they suffer 2 mind damage. I don't quite know what that means. If the result is not less, okay. Well, it is less. So I don't take the damage. I'm just gonna, rather than spending ages working this out, I think that's right. I think I'm fine. Put that back. Put those back on top, mutated it, but nothing happened. I think that might be wrong, but I just want to keep moving. So I've got the mutation, I've got my rerolls, I've got my 2 dice. Now I'm going to add dice and skills. So I'm going to add a dice, not yet, I'm going to play a card. I'm going to discard this, which unfortunately gets rid of one of my heals. I'm going to put it there. Discard it to boost body. That'll give me a 3rd dice with my reroll. I've got a reroll on each one for Frank assisting. And because that one has resist and hack, that links up with here. And like I said, I think I can only use one or the other, so it's the same difference. So I'll add 1 dice. I might be doing myself out of a dice there, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so I've got my 4 dice, and I can re-roll 3 of them. And I need to get a 12. Let's go, let's see what happens. 6, good start. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, oops. 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have easily passed that test. Nice. Done. So this guy, the Devil Bird, oops, come on, has been beaten, and so he goes to the sacrifice pile. Up there. And the thing, yep, can't forget this. Win versus a threat, heal 1. Which means I take 1 card from my discard pile and randomly choose and heal it. And to heal, rather than trying to shuffle the 2 cards up randomly, I'm just going to roll. 1, 2 or 3 is the extra shot, 4, 5 or 6 is the grifter. Oops, I'll do that again because it was off camera, sorry. 6, the grifter. Not what I wanted, really. And I think when you heal, I'll check this between videos, but I think when you heal, it gets recycled and added to the bottom of your deck. I'm going to do that for now, but I'll check between videos and fix it if it's wrong. So I've finished investigating with Z's. I managed to do that. Now I've got to choose, do I want to investigate again? I've investigated twice. Do I want to go again? I think I probably do. Yeah, why not? So, investigate. I can investigate. If I assemble this as a gift, add 1 bonus die. I mean, I've got more chance of getting a gift this time, so why not? Sacrifice this card. Oh, I forgot to flip the, last time, I forgot to flip this to Hope. When I investigated with a Hope Omen. So let's actually see what has changed. What might I have done wrong because of that? If I take damage, decrease damage by 1, didn't take damage. And to Garden Seal, do various things, which we haven't got to yet. Anyway, back to what I was doing, which was investigating again. In fact, I might do this in the next video, because it's gone a bit over time. We're on 26, almost 27 minutes, I think. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll come back in the next video and I'll investigate again with Z's. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.